Main man E-Vapors, and we're back with another Car Talk TV. Car Show Rail, of course, the co-host, man. Y'all know how we getting it, man. And we got another dope guest on the lineup tonight, man. So we want to make sure we properly introduce him. He goes by Car Plug, okay? He also goes by Coop, COOP. So y'all, if you hear me say Coop, I'm talking about Car Plug. If you hear me talking about Car Plug, I'm talking about Coop, man. So Car Show Rail. You are you ready for this one, man? This gonna be a good one, man. I know we love cars now. We love business. We love entrepreneurship. So we getting all those points plugged in, no pun intended, with today's guest.
Yeah, big facts, man. Look, I hope y'all ready because we
Yeah,
giving y'all double header. We grinding over here, y'all. We giving
man.
y'all a double header, back to back bangers, back to back guests. It's
Yeah,
Sunday
now
Car Talk TV day. Y'all know how we do it, man.
salute to the
Oh,
young lady that was on before me. Yeah, I definitely got to hear her story and how they, traveling around living the dream. Doing
yeah,
cars.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she was dope, man. Really dope interview, man. Good people, man. And Car Plug, aka Coop. Man, we glad to have you here on this afternoon, man. You could be doing anything, man, especially as an entrepreneur. You could be grinding, taking care of some business, man. So we definitely appreciate you stopping by Car Talk TV, man. So we're gonna make sure we have a little bit of fun today. We're gonna sit back, relax a little bit, man. This is just it's a conversation among friends. We're sitting. I'm from the South. I'm from the country, man. We sitting on the front porch watching cars ride by. That's something we used to do when we was little. We would sit on the front porch and claim car. That's my car. That's my car right there. Yeah, yeah. So that's all we doing, man. We sit on the front porch, man, playing. That's my car, man. But we always generally kind of start things out, just kind of ask people where they from, man. Where's the car plug from, brother? Where you from?
Well, I was born in Philadelphia, and I was in Delaware for a little bit, but I like Atlanta. So I went down there pretty much when I was about like 14, 13. I just came back to Delaware for the last 5 years. So I tend to claim Atlanta more than
Hold on. I think we having a little audio issue, man. It's a little low. I don't know how far you from the mic. So are you using your headphones? It
yeah, I'm
just
using my headphones because can you hear me better now?
oh yeah,
You can hear me better now?
yeah. Talk, hey man, talk just like that.
All right, bet. My so basically, like I was saying, I was born in Philly, then we moved to Delaware, then I end up going down to Georgia for my teenage years, and basically that really made me like the young man that I am today. And then I end up just returning back to Delaware recently, about a year ago. Um, but Atlanta is what I like to claim
Okay, ATL, but it's always good to kind of understand and know the complexity of where somebody's from, because you may have lived the majority of your life in one city, but it doesn't negate that you might have been born somewhere or spent, a few years in a whole nother city and state, man, because that just kind of shows where you have ties to. You may have ties to this little small town in Georgia and have ties to the big city in a whole nother state. That's going to kind of form, who you are, as a person. And
on.
on that same note, man, we're here to talk about cars. We're here to talk about business. So, one of the first things I always like to hear, what got you into cars.
So my thing was, you know, well, be truthful, I had to say it's my father. My dad, I was a what you call as a dealership baby. So my
Hmm.
dad sold cars, and if anybody know about the car business, if your parents was in it or if you know somebody in it, it takes over their life. So your family gets a part of the dealership life as well. So I was a dealership baby. With me being a dealership baby, I wouldn't say I knew the basically like the engines and different things of cars, but I knew what a nice car was. I always knew what a nice car was, and I knew the name of a nice car. So that was like sort of was a it was a given because just my father riding me around in demos, going to see my dad at work with the cars, you know. So it was just sort of a given, and just being a young man in America at that time was just in the neighborhood, as you said, you pointed out which cars was yours. You just knew you had the nicest car on the block. It didn't matter as a kid. I didn't care what you did. As long as you had the nicest car on the block, you was a role model to me. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. Don't quote me on that part, but I say for my life, that's how it was. You had the nicest car. You was my role model.
Big
It
fact.
changed a little bit once I got older and started realizing stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, E Davis. With that being said, man, you have the photo. Do you have the SL photo?
Well, I didn't see anything in the folder in the Car Talk TV folder, so
Okay.
it wasn't in the Car Talk TV folder. So yeah,
Yeah, it was on.
um,
I sent it via Gmail to your Gmail, but it's all good. It's all good. Um,
gotcha.
speaking of the hardest car on the block, no, I'm a pretty much just show this photo via from your IG. Um, and you're fairly young, like you're younger than both of us, and I know you weren't able to drive in that era.
Yeah.
So, we talk about having the hardest cars on the block and everything like that.
But if
I
you knew how many times I watched Paid in Full, you, I, I just had to. I just had to. But the funny thing about that car is, it used to be a red one up the street from me when I used to. Cause we lived in Pennsgrove, New Jersey, when I was maybe like a year or two when I was young, and it was a guy up the street had an SL that was a red one. And if I had an opportunity to put something together, what was better than something put it together. At the time I'm living my dream, and it's I'm able to sort of not put I'm to the point where I'm starting to do living out my fantasies on certain cars, and that was always a fantasy of mine, and I was able to put myself in the right predicaments to actually pull that off. To just live a little fantasy, man. You feel what I'm saying? That, like I said, if you had the nicest car on the block, you was my role model. So,
Yeah, yeah, look for sure, man. And when I seen that photo, I'm like, oh man, you know what this young guy knows about this, because I just recently bought the Saab, put the BBSs on it, and the same thing for you. It was one of those cars that I seen when I was younger, like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I used to walk by this green Saab every morning with BBSs on it. And I'm like, yo, this the hardest car on the block. It's the hardest car in my neighborhood. And, a couple decades down the line, fast forward to now, I run past an opportunity to grab that car. I'm like, man, I love the Lambos. I love all that. But, this hit different. This hit different. It's one of these childhood dreams that I wish I was old enough to drive, because if I was at the time, that would be a car that I have in the fleet.
sure, sure, yeah. Nah, it's dope. It's dope. It's just like you said. It's a dope car, and that was a dope era. I know I wasn't really born and got to live through that era, but just seeing it, it was a pretty creative era back then. To just be able to take, now cars are so advanced that back then they had to figure out how to make these cars look a totally different way than pulling them off the lot. But making cars so advanced, so it doesn't. It's just not. That would inspire me.
Yeah, man. So taking it back. Taking it back to my favorite question. My favorite question, because you know what
Yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite question is.
Hey, I already know.
Don't get shaken over there. Don't get shaken over there, Coop.
I
What
already know.
was your first car?
My first car,
Yeah.
honestly, was a '94 Crown Victorian Police Interceptor.
Okay. Okay.
It was green with brown and suede interior, and I love that car. And everybody know me. If you knew Coupe, you knew Crown Vic.
Right. So was this the when you got it? Were you like a part of like the Crown Vic Boys? I mean, did you do anything with it, or it was just, yo, it's my first car. I'm happy just to have the car.
Um, like I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't a part of no clubs or nothing then. I just really honestly got introduced into this car world. Maybe I always sold cars. It was around cars, but actually getting into the real car world is recent. So then it was just really, I look I just look like I that was just the thing back then. Like yo, you get a couple of eyes, you hit the auction, you get your Crown Vic, the old ones from the police. You knew the police had a fast car because they was chasing people around. So you like, hey, I want to get something cool, but my bread, I will be honest with you, the lifestyle, or I don't want to say it like that, but my childhood, I didn't have that type of bread to buy something that I'm able to obtain now. So it was, at that time, that was the biggest bang for my buck, and that was the only way I could get a V8 that I knew that could run. Go ahead and get that police interceptor. So nah, that's really what happened to me. I just wanted to be able to, drive my car around,
Yeah, yeah,
put a
for
little,
sure, for sure.
I put speakers in the back. I tinted it out. You know how that was. Ran it on E. Everybody thought I was gonna run out of gas, but I knew how much gas mileage I really had in that car.
Yeah.
Hey, so I met you back in January. Um, didn't know you from a can of paint, but it seemed like to me that you had a great event that you were putting on, a charity event, giving back. We're all about giving back, right?
Hmm.
All three of us, and even the guests that before us. Part of her mission was to give back. You put together this event. I'm gonna show the clip, and I want to ask you, like, how did the event transpire? How did you come up with it? How did you get everything put together? So as I showed this clip, get it right on the screen. So you got all types of Lambos. You got celebrities there. The new Corvette, actually two Lambos. The big truck. I think you had so many like Hellcats, 392s. I think that was like an NFL player out there. Man, talk about that for a bit.
Well, that event actually, I think that was my first event really partnering up with somebody. I'm not gonna take all the glory for that one. I partnered up with Elite Concept. And I specifically not well, Elite has two chapters. They had a Philadelphia, which is they my dude. But this one I partnered up with Elite Delaware, and they still all underneath the same umbrella, and basically they always was saying, hey, if we're gonna do something, you know, I got a safe haven where we can kick it. My dealership, I can shut down the block. I have a relationship with a lot of people in the city of Wilmington, because it's always about me giving back. So that's how I have a relationship. So basically, Elite like, hey, do a coat drive. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. I got the location for it. And what made it so honestly, this event so dope was a sidebar, was a buddy of mine, which is a good friend of mine now. At the time I didn't know this guy from a can of paint. My guy Vinny. The like older Italian guy. You know, like I said, I feel like I'm from Atlanta, so I'm a Southern boy. So when a Italian guy called me, I'm thinking I'm on the phone with the mob. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? He talking, yo, and like this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, man, you gonna do what? And he's talking about he's gonna bring out all these cars for me, as long as I promise him I'm doing something for the kids. He was going to help me bring out an NFL player, and it's just like when you're doing good things when you're doing good things, a lot of things align. And definitely, I know God's touched my life. I know a lot of people not too spiritual, and all that. I don't want to touch on that, but I just know it's all aligned for me, and I don't know what it is, but I know it ain't me. So literally, like I said, an old Italian mob guy. Well, I won't call him mob guy. Old Italian guy finds me on Instagram, tells me he's going to help me out. I don't know what else to call it. And then basically, this guy tells me straight up. He calls me. He's like, "Yo, hey Aaron, um, I'm gonna bring some coats. I got the news locked in. I got some other people locked in, and we're gonna be there early." So I'm like, "All right, cool." Call Elite. I'm like, "Yo, we're gonna rock it out tomorrow." So literally, probably 30 minutes before the place even supposed to get jumping and everything like that, I get a call back from Vinny. Vinny's like, "Yo, I'm coming up the street with my gang." So I'm like, "All right." Never talked to Vinny. I still ain't double check what he got going on. I look out my garage, man. This dude Vinny's pulling up with two lambs, two brand new C8 Corvette, an NFL player, the news. They also brought probably at least 80 coats, brand new. And I'm like, man, this is just like, I'm like, oh, today gonna be a good day. Just like, you know how that is. It just started off, and then I end up getting actually recognized from the city of Wilmington. Um, I got a resolution. I think that's what it's called. I got a resolution from the city of Wilmington because we ended up raising over 400 coats
Wow.
at
Wow.
that event, and it was then we ended up doing a following event where we did a police escort to the local community center and drop the coats off. So it was a pretty it's been pretty dope. Like I said, I'm new to this car world, and you know it's just all aligned, and I don't know how a lot of stuff transpires. It's just like I'm just one of those people that don't take no for an answer. If I see somebody else doing it, I feel like I can do it as long as it's not rocket science. So if it's rocket science, then maybe I should try to do some other things. But if it ain't that, I feel like I
You still there?
Yeah. Hmm.
Cool, 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 man. So, obviously, you said you're new to this call world. We talked offline. You just became, licensed to be a car dealer.
can. Hmm.
Like, what made you want to follow in your, father's footsteps, to be a car dealer?
Hey man, so my life is a little funny. Like I said, I was always a dealership kid. I knew what cars was hot and all that. So, but I really wasn't into cars too much. I was into other things a little bit. And so I played sports. And then funny thing about it is I ended up going to this school that basically they in Michigan where I played ball at for a semester. They end up having like a big auto show up there and all these different things in the automotive world. I'm like, yo, how did I end up on this school? Even during the recruiting process, I didn't even know how big it was automotive. So I end up basically I landed internship. I did the car thing, and then what my internship through the car thing, and then basically it was just like one day you're a young man sleeping on your parents' couch. You like nice things on TV, and I remember my pops was like, "Well, hey man, you know cars. You done worked in the car business before. Seen what I've done. You can just go ahead and at least go get you a quick job at the car dealership, and then just whatever happens, happens." Um, but I ended up going up there to a car dealership, and I got hired right on the spot. I actually worked at it was Roswell, Mitsubishi. I went up there, and they hired me on the spot, and I was like, "Well, you know what, y'all." Y'all like, well, I think it was like next week. So I'm like, I'll see y'all next week. And ever since then, it's just one thing led to another, honestly. So it was I don't really know. It was just like I said. I think it was destiny for me to be in the car business because no matter how far I run away from it, it always brings me back to it. Because even like I said, I during COVID, I got my building. I got afraid, so I'm like, I'm not gonna get my dealer's license because I don't think nobody gonna buy cars. So I ended up just doing like a little detail shop. And then the detailer that was working for me, he ended up telling me like, yo, the way we get more business is doing car meet. So I'm like, man, no matter what I do, I always get away from this car. Like somehow cars just get me like you feel me pulled in. So it's it's just I think it's made to be my calling. if I can say that. Uh, but it's working out. I don't have no complaints.
Yeah, man, good stuff, good stuff. So when it comes to cars, are you more of a JDM import tuner? Are you the American muscle?
I'm gonna be
You
honest with
know, are you the luxury car guy? Are you the
Ah,
supercar guy? Because I went down your Instagram and I seen a bunch. I seen the old schools. I see the Bentleys. I see the Lambos.
you. So you know how that is. I'm always, I'm a young guy. The dream is always the best car on the block. So I always love supercars. You know how that goes. I'm not definitely. I take a supercar pretty much over everything. But be honest with you, the one car that I do love, and I am a diehard Mopar guy. Can't even lie to you. I'll take any Challenger, definitely anything with a Hemi, pretty much over anything. But you can't compare a supercar. It's just I ain't. I'm still a little bougie. You feel what I'm saying? You can slide a supercar my way. I'm give me the supercar. But if anything else, I gotta give it to Mopar. You give me a Hellcat, you give me a RT, you give me a SRT8. You feel me? Red Eye Super. You feel me? Dean? Anything Dodge Challenger, Charger, yeah, for sure. Mopar guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And at your charity event, I seen a couple groups pulled up, and they was Mopard out. Every
I forgot to shout out C3. C3. I apologize about that if anybody from C3 watching. C3 helped me out as well with that code, and those are big Mopar.
so is
But
C3 are they the Mopar guys?
C3 and Elite are my Mopar people. They pretty much are pretty. They're pretty strong with the Mopar team. The Mopar team, they pretty strong, and now I yeah, they normally bring the Mopar present present, but I have different presents from different car clubs. I have I gotta give a shout out to Rev Nation, and then as well custom tees. They come out. They're more of like custom tees is like the Hondas, Rev Nation like the tuners and different people. Sometimes exotic different things. C3 and Elite are majority your like Mopar. Yeah, pretty much Mopar. They go
Yeah, hey, E-Vapors, I'm gonna have you jump in for a quick sec, but can you describe the car scene where you are right now?
in Delaware.
Yeah, because I mean, it's people watching from all over. That's your territory as of right now.
yeah.
I'm curious about it as well. I haven't been to Delaware in probably over 10 years.
So be honest with you, it's all over, man. You got your I think it's your 302 clean riders. Those guys are like your they Crown Vic boys almost. You feel me? But they don't. I don't want to just lower them to Crown because they got Box Chevy. They got more of your old school donks. They're more on which they have donks, and I know a donk is a specific car, but they more on your big wheel sort of side, and then you got um you know Wilmington. Honestly, their cars and coffee is strong with it. Like Wilmington pulls guys like crazy. So their cars and coffee is pretty strong, and then you always got your tuners, which is a very very big thing. But a lot of it's shocking, man. Honestly, I didn't know. And then two, Delaware, because Lower Delaware got those trucks. They got some little trucks. So even though it's Delaware, don't sleep on these guys. I don't. They definitely for the car scene, they have shocked me. They don't do too many like flashy things to the cars, but they be having some cars if you know cars.
Yeah, and look with the whole car scene up there, I wanted to kind of just double back just a little bit. on the whole supercar thing, man. Sometimes people can gloss over that word supercar, man. We can't just gloss over supercar. There was a time in my life where I had never seen a supercar in person. So, let alone just kind of looking at some of the cars that I've seen you mention on your Instagram page. What's some of the supercars that you've actually been in and driven? Just to name a few.
Oh man, you got it. I done drove, you know, Lamborghini Aventador, Urus, Ferrari, 488,
Mm,
Rolls Royces, Dawns. Drop.
mm,
I had to drive. I even got to drive a drop head one
Oh
time.
yeah, that's pretty good.
really?
Yeah, yeah, I got to drive a drop head. You know, Bentleys. I've been in a Flying Spur like yourself. I've been in a Flying Spur Speed um, as well. Bentley Coupe. Uh, man, I done been. Like I said, I've definitely been in pretty much in a lot of cars. This car world is definitely it has motivated me, and that's sorry to take it off this one, but it's just like you said. It's I remember like you said, it was a time when you never seen a supercar, and it was a time when I never seen a supercar, been in a supercar. But I remember the time when I did see a supercar, and I seen how that changed my life, and it pushed me and elevated me to a degree where I'm like, hey, I can get a supercar, like, or I need to put myself together to be able to be in a supercar because that's pretty dope. That's pretty
Yeah,
dope. And this guy right here that's not on TV has one. So, it's definitely, and I done sold Ferraris, Jacquees, Corey Littleton. I done did a Lambo deal with him. Rapper Lil Migo, he rents cars from me. I done deals with Polo Don Reynolds. Well, we done done a
Yeah,
couple music videos for some guys, Lil Dirt.
yeah,
Um, like it's just you feel me. It's just it's definitely like I said. It with me doing all these different things and getting to be able to do all this stuff. It just motivates me and makes me keep pushing forward. So yeah, no, but supercars. I'm talking about them. Well, you got your Bugattis and stuff like that, which I'm not there yet in your SBJs, but I have drove a Aventador and drove an SBJ before. I drove.
man.
that's dreams right there. That's goals for a lot of people.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
I'm sitting over here like, man. I ain't even talking about buying. I'm just talking about, man. Access to me is better than buying sometimes.
yeah, no. I definitely have access and a lot of relationships with people, and like my people out in. I got people in LA, of course, Marty Auto Group. Um, then I got my people down in Miami, people in Atlanta that I know. I'm even guys in New York. Such as yourself. I got y'all in Baltimore. You feel me? So, it's just all about networking and just always keeping my face card. Pull up anywhere.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Hey, Kasho, man, I gotta get around more supercars, man. I need a little bit more of that supercar inspiration, man. I need to just sit in one. I need to be on the passenger side of one. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna give me what I need to get. Like Eric, get your butt in gear, man. Because when I see them, I get motivated. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see them a lot. In my areas, it's small town area, Fayetteville, North Carolina. So per capita, it's not a lot of people, not a lot of extended money. Let me say that. So you don't get to see them like you would in a metropolitan. Just maybe in traffic, man. But then to talk to somebody that like, man, I've driven this, that. I think it's cool and it's inspiring to me, man. Just to talk to someone that is in that realm. That like that's your world. Like, does it ever become normal? Like, like right now, if I saw a Lamborghini, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna take my phone out, be like, psh. Does it ever get normal to you? Like, oh, that's a Lambo.
Hey, one time it actually did get normal to me. I'll never forget it. It was like it was before COVID, so it was like 2019 during I went up to Tycoon Week, and I've never in my life seen that many Rolls Royces, and it was just like. I was like, yo, it's just. I'm like, it's normal. Like, I guess if you ain't got a Rolls Royce this weekend, or you're not normal. So it was definitely a status quo bar that like you said, one time in my life, it was like, I swear you, that whole weekend, it was like if you didn't ride around in a Rolls Royce, you weren't normal. So, just putting yourself in situations like that, not even to toot my horn, but that just motivated me because I had to go back to my normal lifestyle and figure out how I can make that situation normal for me all the time. So, I'm still working on that plan, but I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good stuff, man. And I have goals to do the same thing. I mean, I start looking at my money and everything. I'm like, okay, I want to be like extra comfortable, no matter what type of car I'm driving on whatever level. You know what I mean. Like you could get one, but it's like it wouldn't be extra comfortable. It'd be just like regular comfortable. But I'm like, nah, I got to push myself in business so that this, let's just say, for example, this $2,500 a month Lamborghini payment is nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I want to get to, where $2,500 a month is nothing. Like it ain't even registering on my radar. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like $2,500 a month I could just lay it on the ground and walk away every month. That's not where I'm at today. But tomorrow I could be there.
yeah, nah, for sure. Cause I remember, like and you know how it is. I definitely you just growing up. Even like I say, it's levels to it. I remember when, like I said, I was talking about riding around on E. Then I stepped up into that SRTA Challenger, and if it got to a quarter of a tank, it was E. So it was like, yo, if you worried about gas, like how much gas is, you don't need to be riding in this thing. Like if that's one of your questions, and I feel you on that. Not to say that I'm saying that to piggyback on what you're saying is that I'm not like I ain't worried about gas, but it's a lot of other things that I'm trying to get to be where, like you said, I ain't worried about that. Like, nah, I got my supercar. Like, I ain't worried about it. And
Yeah,
we ain't nothing, like you said, ain't nothing changed over here. We still living.
yeah. And I know Kasha Real can speak better to this than me, man, because this guy right here, he's on his third Bentley. So so Kasha, you this is your lane, bro. Like that triple digit price tag car, like you on your third one, man. What is that? What is that whole vibe like, man? So I know y'all two can relate a little bit better than I can to that.
Man, I mean, for me, I mean, really, for me, it really all started about maybe 2008, 2009. I probably was you what 27, right?
Yeah,
Man, you're a young guy, bro. You got your whole life ahead of you. When I was your age, I think I had just bought like my Benz. I wasn't even thinking about supercars. I knew about them a little bit, but they was like so far out of reach. I was trying to get the Aston and maybe the Bentley GT at the time when I was your age. That was a little bit more reach. I can spend 100,000. I can't spend $250,000 just yet. Um, but I mean to take it off me a little bit because I mean if y'all want to hear my story, y'all can go to my YouTube. Y'all can go to my IG. Y'all can hear that all day. But it's about Utah Plug. Man, how does someone at your young of age, again, I'm 10 years older than you. 2011. Yeah, I had the car. I had the Benz. I had the 4Gs. I wasn't in that supercar lane. I was in the mid level luxury car lane. But how does someone like you, number one, have that mentality at a young age that I can get these supercars. They're not so far reach, but also, how does someone your age, in business as well, be able to network with these individuals that they feel comfortable with you to allow you to not only be in that presence, but also get you behind the wheel and get you some seat time.
yeah. It's how that goes. It's just first be at the right place at the right time. But it's man, it's just so many. I just always, it's not too many things I tell people I'm good at, but the things I am good at, I'm good at. And one thing is just being just always keeping being true to my word. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And or you're gonna find out that I bent over backwards to do it, even though it might have not have happened, but I definitely tried my best effort to put it forward. So it's just you know, just being on the one, just really doing this, keeping your face card clean, always doing good business, you know, sometimes dealing, sometimes I would say not even with my emotions and just always thinking ahead of the playing always the long game. So it's just like I said, always just trying to do good business, no matter the sort of the situation. Even though sometimes I might get the short end of the stick, but as long as I did good business and I could, still make that phone call, because I still want to be able to make a phone call with pretty much anyone I do business with, because you just never know when you're gonna cross back over that bridge. And I'd rather be you owe me one than I owe you one. So I just always just try to do my good business, and that's just levitated me to a certain degree. So just basic.
Yeah.
But it's I will say it, and it's just to making that leap, because I remember my very first deal, like as a broker, not through the dealership. You know how that was. I didn't have my dealer's license. I knew somebody that had their dealer's license. I told somebody I had my dealer's license and I could do this and do that. And then all of a sudden I get a wire for $70,000 to my bank account, and I'm like, they like, hey yo, come back with a Bentley, and I'm like, hold on, and $70,000 ain't no money. I can't go run off with no $70,000. Where am I gonna go? And then I'm like, I can't send back the money, because then they gonna be like, oh, you not who you said you is. So I'm like, hey, this ain't rocket science, Aaron. You gotta figure this. You gotta figure this jiffy out. And I figured it out. And then ever since then, I just was like, man, you know what? I can just keep figuring it out and keep figuring it out. And just luckily, that customer is actually Jacquees, and the family just took a really liking of me and really saw how for that deal I bent over backwards and made sure that I could always keep my face around and I could always make that phone call, because I value me doing good business more than anything. And just, keeping that mindset. They turned me on to people. And knowing that, pushing yourself and making that first step, I realized how far I could really push myself and really what I'm really made out of. So it was like after that, I really wasn't pretty much afraid to take on anything, especially hard. I told you I could do it. I could do it.
And that's Jock. Is that Jacquees, the artist out of
Yeah,
Atlanta?
yeah, the R&B singer, yo.
Yeah, I wanted to make a little emphasis on that. Okay, you got
Yeah.
this
Right. 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 Right.
clientele
Right.
jumping off.
Yeah. That's my man. That's my man. It's even funny. Like I met his mother and father actually at the car dealership. Um, met him at a car dealership, and they end up buying two cars from him. And the funniest part about it, hopefully they ain't watching. I actually lied to their mom to get her to come into the dealership. I told her car was about to get sold, but she came in and she told me she wanted it. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come back." Never came back. So I'm like, man, it's like Saturday or Friday. I'm like, man, I gotta sell, car business. Saturday, I gotta sell some cars. So I'm calling all my customers. I'm like, yo, tomorrow this other lady gonna come in and get your car. Hopefully, you feel me, you come in before. And she's like, hold on, baby, I'm gonna be there. You know how that goes there.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up pulling up. I didn't lie to her no more. I have to make sure I state that part.
Yeah.
And she uh she basically came in, and then which was her boyfriend at the time, my OG Bobby Thompson. Um, he ended up purchasing a vehicle. They bought them together simultaneously. They just took a liking of me and just saw me as a young man trying to better himself. They just gave me plenty of opportunities to prove to me. I done probably sold them folk almost like 10 cars already. So
Wow.
and then they didn't turn me on to so many different other people. It wouldn't even be. So it's just always about that first step. I was claiming that I was a dealer before I was a dealer. I was really, I don't know that, call myself a sales consultant. I was just nothing but a little sales consultant at a dealership, claiming I was a dealer. So I ended up working out when I got my money.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Look, let's get into the random five. You ready for the random five? We can do that in a minute, E Vapors.
Yeah, man. Random five, man. We got time for that.
Let's get it. So, random five, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, and you give me a random answer, whatever the first answer to come to your mind. All right. First question: what's your dream car?
Grand National.
Whoa.
Ooh. So you Grand National?
That's the dream. Well, if I got a Grand National, like the way I want to do it, then like I said, I done already got a couple supercars. I got some bread. Like my Grand National be as much as a supercar. So
Okay.
that's and the only reason I like the Grand National is just I'm a big Fast and Furious fan, and they always show love to Mopars, and that's just one of those like mythical. When you see the Grand National, they always be souped up on Fast and Furious. So, and the
All
movie
right.
is based about the Grand.
Mm.
So before I get to my next question, you said Grand National, man. That's in the G body world. My partner E Vapors, he got a Monte Carlo being built right now from the ground up. Man, let's have a little G body dialogue right quick, man.
Mm.
Between y'all two.
Yeah. I'm working on a '83 Monte Carlo, man, from the ground up. I'm talking about rust bucket and all that, man. They taking all the rust out, putting floors in, trunk, everything, man, getting redone, man. Complete restoration from the ground up, man. And I'm going with a small block. We're gonna make it fast, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be some nice, pretty candy paint. So we're going for something that that you don't see every day in traffic, man. So it might not be the fastest, but I think we're gonna win the prettiest trophy. Though. I think we're gonna be the prettiest
that's
Monte Carlo
what
83 Monte Carlo you ever seen in your life,
that's what a money for. It's pretty. That's you feel
man.
me. Feel me? You do the T top. You clean. You feel me? You do the money. You feel me? That's the
Yeah.
money. I know. That's big boy. That was like the original challenge. Like how people try to wreck the Challenger now. To me, I felt like back in the day, that's if you could say the car is equivalent of each other. That's what I think like the money probably was back in that era.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm glad to hear you in the, you got goals and aspirations to have the ultimate G body in that Grand National, man. I bet it's gonna be $100,000 Grand National for
Oh
sure.
yeah. It ain't even gonna be. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be bombed out. You know how you gotta keep it bombed out. But
Yeah,
that inside and that motor and that trend, which like I ain't gonna go because I don't really be knowing. But by that time, I had the best out there.
yeah. I believe that.
But yeah,
All right, second question. Favorite restaurant?
probably be Houston's in Atlanta.
I heard of them. Okay. Favorite destination place to visit? Say it one more time.
Miami.
mm,
All right. So quick story about Miami that kind of ties into what you said about Tycoon Week. Once we touched down Miami, we seen the Lambos and the Ferraris, and just like E-Vape, you take out your camera. Whoa. Once you're in Miami for about 3 to 4 hours, you been to Miami, E-Vapors?
yeah, I've been down there. Yeah.
Okay. Recently?
Nah, it's been probably like man at this point probably about 15 years.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, it
So
might be a little bit different.
it's definitely different. It's definitely different. Like Tycoon Week, once you're down there for a couple hours and you see all the Lambos and all the Ferraris pass by, it doesn't phase you no more. Like it wears down. I'm telling you, me as an avid supercar lover, I love cars, I love the Bentleys, I love the Lambs, the Huracans. Once you continue to keep seeing them, and you're gonna keep seeing them, it kind of dies down, man. Which I think You're hearing it. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, once you experience it once, twice, 10 times, 20 times, you're like, okay, that's it. Everybody got a Lambo down here, or it doesn't matter if they rentals or they their own or they flew them down. Everybody in supercars down here, it becomes the norm.
Yeah,
Am I right about that?
yeah. Cause honestly, I just came back with Miami, and I was down there with my girl, and it was the first. The funny time is, the first time I actually don't rent something, I take my girl down there, and then I felt out of place because I'm like, I'm driving down the road, and I normally realize I'll be doing, it's Miami, so I'm flying down in the supercar that I'm in, and I'm like, man, I look at it speedometer, I'm doing like 65, 70. I'm like, this don't even feel the wind not blowing the right way in between my hair. So I'm like, all right, this will never happen again. So I definitely, I'm one of those guys that, like you said, I could testimony, I attest to, like you said, Miami is definitely a place. You got a
Yeah,
supercar, you want to see a supercar, you want to enjoy a supercar. Because that's even some of the business that I do. Actually, I'm a broker, so I rent out different cars to different clients of mine that when they like almost like the concierge need with black cars and as well as they need different rental cars from certain parts of the US. I provide it.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. All right, question number 4. What keeps Coop going every day?
I'm on.
Say less. Question number 5. How does Coop want his legacy to be remembered?
He never took no for an answer. Never gave up. Took no for an answer.
Love it, love it. To that point, were there any situations that you ever was in um, where you felt like you was hitting the wall and you're trying not to give up, but it's tough, and somehow you overcame it?
Uh, yeah, man. It's just even yeah. It's I would just say it's just like every day, cause I even remember the day when I named myself Car Plug. My best friends laughed at me. Like, yo, cool, who the hell you like? Excuse, but like they like, cool, who you think you is? Like, Car Plug, cool. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And especially at that time, cause you realize I changed it. I'm the first Car Plug, so you see, I changed it a very, very long time. I don't know how long ago I
yeah,
did. Without a king calling myself Car Plug, but I remember, like I said, it's just like an everyday thing because I remember it was like when you change, when you just go down that path, it's lonely. It's definitely lonely, and like you said, just can't take no for an answer. If you believe in it, you got to keep moving forward no matter what anybody say. What anybody say, as long as it makes sense to you. And I know some people are gonna take it in the wrong way or something like that and try to spin it, but for just how it's just like as long as it makes sense and you don't want to take no for an answer, and you feel like you're going in the right direction, everything will be dope.
Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, E Vapors?
yeah, yeah. I was going on two things, man. When I saw your IG that said car plug, I said, man, there's no way this name won't already taken. I'm like, this guy must have locked this in a minute ago because there's all kind of car plug, plug
Yeah.
this car plug, plug, the car plug. It's all kind, but just add car plug. I said you had to be a forward thinking man, because that name should have been gone, man. So salute to you, man, for believing in yourself and naming yourself something before you became it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Hopefully, we do got a event. I had to promote my event
Yeah,
June
yeah,
twenty
talk about it.
seventh. June 27th, y'all hopefully not hopefully, but look out for it. It's gonna be at Thousand Acre Farm. It's like almost like a chateau line with the riverfront. The aspect that we got down there, so it's on the waterfront property. So we're gonna have a dope time. It's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff. DJ RL is going from Power 99 is gonna be our DJ. And we're gonna have fun car plug stop.
And that's dope, man. I'm talking to the car plug, so I love knowing car people, man. And as I continue to progress in life, man, and be able to do more with cars, so I like to have certain folk in my phone. You know what I'm saying? I can be like, yo, man, I'm looking for a, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So if I can text you, if I can text my man, and I'm looking at my phone, let me see who texts back first with the out the door number. Hey,
Hey,
I'm gonna put y'all to work. I'm gonna put
hey,
y'all
hey,
to work.
trust me, I know when somebody texts me, they text somebody else. So I know it's hard. First, you know how that is. You gotta get it done. You gotta get it done. You
Bro,
gotta get it done.
I'm telling you, I know you. Like I said, you know this better than me because you in the business. All I know when I'm looking for something, I got like one main person, but I like to have me a second person that I can be like, all right, I hit my main guy.
Mhm.
I'm expecting to hear something back by the next day. I don't hear nothing on the next day. Let me call the car plug. Hey, car plug. This what I'm looking for now. I'm looking for this out the door number around this out the door number. These features. So I ain't got to tell you I done hit my man already. Don't worry about who I done hit.
Right.
You
That
go.
ain't my business. It's my opportunity now. So I'm about to do what I gotta do.
It's
That
your
ain't,
opportunity. Tell it. Tell the car people, man. Look, when folk hit you, hit them back. Even if you hit them back with a, man, I checked my whole database, all my people. I ain't seen nothing, but I got your name and this car on my mirror, and
yeah, cause
I'm gonna keep looking for it until I hear from you that you already done got it.
again, one of my managers told me that he was like, sorry for holding y'all on, but the car world
No,
is
no.
it get a little crazy, and I never forget it. Presenting some numbers to somebody, and just like I had to go present the numbers to somebody. And there was some big numbers, and my manager was like, what you afraid of? What they gonna slap you?" And he was like, "And if they do slap you, what you ain't man enough to hold your own?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that is true. Cause if you slap me, he gonna definitely never forget car plug." But he never did slap me, so I was like, you know what? Is the least I could do is just tell the person, get a person a phone call, cause they ain't gonna slap you. But now if you don't call them and you don't present the numbers, they might slap you.
Right.
So it's just, it was a funny thing that like I said, I feel what you're saying. I definitely always say it only takes a phone call and only what you're afraid of.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
and I
afraid it ruins stuff.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, man, because I think the folk that might be wanting to get into the car business need to hear that. And I think some folk that might be in the car business right now, maybe they just need another reminder, man. Like, hey, man, look, you might be, as we say in the country, high on the hog, and you selling a bunch of cars. So don't disregard somebody text that come in like, oh, I ain't worried about that, man. I done sold 10 cars today. Man, that person right there might be a customer 10 years from now and buy 10 cars from you a month.
Yep.
You because when I first bought cars from my partner, I barely had a credit score. You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, but man, 20 years later, man, I done bought 5 cars from my guy. You know what I'm saying? And we'll buy 5 more from him or from you or from somebody that will call me back.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. I know.
Yeah, just call me back and say, man, I can't find it, man. Or man, it's 10,000 over what you're looking for. But at least you call me back, and I'm like, yeah, that's out of my price range, man. Thank you for calling me back. I will call you back again when I'm looking for my next car.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah. With that being said, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on the show, man. And I love hearing about cars, and I love hearing the dealer perspective, the auto broker perspective, and then from a young person like yourself, man, like big salute, big shout out to you, man, for having your head on your shoulders, man, because there's a lot of shortcuts in life, man, and I love seeing you not take the shortcut and actually go to work, man. So that's all I got, man, Kasho. I just want to say, man, thank you, man, for not taking the shortcut, brother.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely, definitely. To tip my hat off to you as well, man. You again, just at a young age, under 30, with that forward thinking. Like by the time you our age, 10 years from now, you'll be my age. 20 years from now, you'll be E Vapor's age.
it.
But with your mentality, no, and I'm putting this in perspective. Your mentality, you're gonna be so far advanced, man. So far advanced. So continue to stay on that straight path, as E Vapor said, man. Forget them shortcuts. Even if you bump into some roads, it's gonna be well worth it. You not taking the shortcuts and continue to build your brand and build your business and keep that mentality, man. Time gonna fly by, and you're gonna get to where you are as well as even further. I want to give you the opportunity to shout some stuff out, shout your brands out, let everybody know where they can find you at in the YouTube world, social media world, real world as well, because obviously you so tough.
Well, right now we redoing the Facebook and about to have a website. So right now it's just pretty much social media. The three social media pages is Car Plug. Then you have Car Plug Factory, which is the dealership. Then you have Motor Funnel, which is my event side of Car Plug Factory. So those three things, you DM me on those. We definitely get back to you. Anything pertaining to car, and that was the reason I had to get my dealer's license because I was selling supercars because I was a middleman. That's the way I could make money. So now with me actually having my dealer's license, I'm able to basically accommodate anybody because there's no middleman in it. So I take on any deal now. So just reach out.
Oh man, amazing, bro. Proud of you, man.
Appreciate
Yeah,
appreciate.
big time, man. It's Car Show Rel, other half E Vapors. Thank y'all for tuning in with the special guest today, Coop of Car Plug. Check us out every Sunday. We're gonna have amazing guests in the future as well in the past. You can go in the archives and check out our previous videos. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. And as I always say, stay positive, stay motivated. Salute.
Peace.